Content warning. The following series contains topics that may trigger some viewers. If you are sensitive to the following topics, please choose another one of the many series I've played. This video does contain talk about suicide, incest. There are jump scares, quite a lot of them, quite a lot of dark themes, dark topics. There is some horror content. It is a RPG horror game. You have been warned. If you are comfortable to proceed, then please enjoy this Let's Play. As soon as this screen goes off, I'll be going straight into the game, so take this as your warning that if you are easily triggered by those type of topics, don't proceed. Oh, okay, and welcome back to the final episode of Blank Dream. Okay, so we are going to go see Tamaki. Now, if I'm guessing correctly, because I actually haven't looked up to see who is behind which door, I do have a feeling that because Yuzu was obsessed with Utsudo, that Tamaki is behind the mirror, the third mirror of Utsudo, of Yuzu. So, go back to the realm of death. No, where I got the matches from, not the book. So down this way. Someone's there. You're... Once there was a painter. He was known as the mad genius Rinzo Usui. Huh? You know my grandpa. Wait, Michiro. It looks like maybe she isn't aware of us. Rinzo had a wife, but he also had a relationship with a servant. With his wife, he had a child, Shinji. With the servant, he had a child, Tamaki. Rinzo's 2 children, born of different mothers. Huh? Tamaki was the illegitimate child of an affair, but because Shinji showed no interest in art, Rinzo's affection was often directed at Tamaki, who did have an interest in the arts. Tamaki learned art from Rinzo and given deep love, given in the shadow of the Usui family. Grew in the shadow of the Usui family. But these irregular days couldn't last. When Tamaki turned 12, Rinzo's wife learned of her existence. Renzo divorced his wife, but gave Tamaki and her mother the same love as ever. Thus far, no tragedy had occurred. But when Tamaki turned 18, sorry, I know what's coming up and it's gonna be hard to read. Renzo made an unforgivable mistake. He had a liaison with Tamaki, his own daughter, and impregnated her. Tamaki was deeply wounded and feared Renzo, and with her mother, she fled from him. But the child she bore had done no wrong, so she decided to birth the child of her father. So Tamaki had a daughter between parent and child. Tamaki thought she couldn't live a normal, happy life, but luckily, 2 years later, she had a proper marriage, safely having a son with her husband. Tamaki began to get back on her feet. However, she never fully did. The mental wounds Tamaki had suffered went even deeper than she imagined. And when her now grown daughter with Renzo began doing art at school, Tamaki's old wounds ached. It gave her flashbacks of Renzo, of that fear she had of him. Tamaki struggled to give her daughter affection. It took all she had not to take out negative emotions on her. Tamaki's mind quickly crumbled under the weight. And one day, Tamaki killed her daughter. Tamaki fell to pieces. She came to feel animosity not only towards Renzo, but all the Asuis. Unable to see any hope ahead, she fell upon the despair behind. Renzo died of natural causes a few years later, and while she had the right to his inheritance, she refused to take it. She wouldn't even let it go to the eldest son, Shinji. Then at last, Tamaki, who kept living despite being broken long ago, met her end. When she learned the son she had with her husband was becoming friends with Shinji's daughter. You mean? Tamaki tried to take out Shinji's daughter, the Asui who dared to come near her pure son. But when she drove madly down the road to kill her, she ran over her own son by mistake. Tamaki realized that this was the end, so she took her own life to escape the despair. No way, that's so messed up. That woman's soul is now bound here. Unlike the other souls, the world is forcing her to be here. Tamaki's soul is now bound in death, so that she can't escape, but must face the facts. This is surely my punishment. I've gone on for a while. I can't see or hear you, but I know you're there. I don't know who you are, but go now. Let's go, Mishiro. We shouldn't stay here any longer. Holy fucking shit, guys! I'm crying. Should we return to the usual place? With Tamaki's story, I realized something. found a similar place past a mirror with Rotaro's memories? I see. Then you should go there first. What I have to say can wait. Oh, I knew it would be Tamaki. That one. So, behind Rotaro's mirror should be Rinzo. And we'll hear his side of the story. Where was it? Realm of Beauty, so now come this way. Open the large door. Is that Grandpa? No, Rinzo? Once there was a painter. He was known as the mad genius Rinzo Usui. Rinzo's art was highly esteemed and sold for high prices. He had status and wealth. Grandpa, what are you talking about? And why are you here? Wait, look closely. I don't think he can hear us. Soon, Rinzo married a woman. They had a son named Shinji. Rinzo preached the beauty of art to his wife and child, but they showed no interest in it. Rinzo's wife did not see his art, only the prices attached. Shinji too was taught her practicality. So it was only natural that Rinzo formed a relationship with a servant showing true interest in art. When Shinji was 8, Rinzo and the servant had an illegitimate child. Her name was Tamaki. Rinzo kept Tamaki hidden from his wife and Shinji, managing 2 families. But between Shinji, who cared not at all for art, and Tamaki, who adored it like her mother, Rinzo's affection went towards Tamaki. That came to an end shortly after Shinji went to college and Tamaki's existence came to light. Rinzo offered his wife consolation as asked and divorced her. Shinji, already grown, kept the name Usui, a wise choice. He knew how to make a living. Some time passed after that. When Tamaki, who Rinzo adored as a daughter and a student, turned 18, Rinzo made the biggest mistake of his life. He adored his daughter Tamaki, so he had a child with her. Tamaki and her mother left Rinzo. They refused even money. Tamaki seemingly birthed and raised the child, but who knows the details? Oh, jeez, I hit enter too fast. Near 20 years passed since that incident, and Rinzo died of illness. Nothing unusual. Age comes for all. Shinji was the eldest son of the Usui family set to inherit his fortune. But thinking of it as a final atonement, Rinzo passed on, leaving a will to give it all to Tamaki. The inheritance. So the boss was disputing with Tamaki over it. That man's soul is now bound here. Unlike the other souls, the world is forcing him to be here. Only the creator of this world knows why, but it seems some dead fellow has business with me. But very well, to face my sin eternally, it is an appropriate afterlife for me. That is all. Sorry for the long story. Visitors are rare. I can't see or hear you, but I know you're there. Be well, dead one and soul. Let's go. There's nothing more here. Tamaki's story actually made me cry, in comparison to Rinzo's cold account of it. Shall we return to the usual place? Especially after Rinzo's story, I need to talk to you. What? Yuzu got her memory back too? Then it feels the story's coming to a close. Now let's return. You think you can open this big door? I had no trouble with the one in the back of that realm. Surely you can open it. I had no trouble with one in the back in that realm. Surely, yeah. I thought you both wanted to talk to me. See, Ishiro, do you think you can open this door? You opened the other one, right? I'm sure this will open for you too. Okay, I'm gonna save. So it did open. Now the next path for you to take is clear. You just ended up saving our butts this whole time, huh, Michiro? Without you, doubt we would have found any mirrors. You have the right to know what I know. In fact, I want you to know. I need to talk to you. I know a thing or two about your parents. I need to tell you some things too. About who I am and why I'm here. And about Tamaki's daughter. Wait, who's this? Get out. Stop. Don't meddle anymore. Give back my world. Run, you two, through the door. Whoa, it's chasing us? Talk later. We just run somewhere can hide. Shit! Oh, jeez. Don't make a guy going on 30 run for it. I'm gonna die. Looks like we've gotten away for now. Listen. Okay, let's get started. Are we safe here? I don't sense her chasing anymore. What in the world was that? I'm about to explain that. I know who that is. Say what? I'm Yuzo Hanasaki, a middle schooler who committed suicide at 15 at Mirror Lake. The reason I killed myself was, to put it bluntly, to meet a girl I loved. Someone had killed her at Mirror Lake and it made me extremely sad. So, I read all of these books on black magic and killed myself to go to the afterlife. To die at the same place exactly a year later, it said that would work. I think it's a different afterlife than what the book meant, but ultimately I came to this world. But it seems there was something to be gained here. That girl, she always said, she was someone who shouldn't have existed. I always found it weird and wondered why it was. But I've found out now. She was born between a girl and her own father, between Tamaki Hinahara and Winzo Usui. Her very birth was taboo. That shadow was Utsuro Hinohara. Even as she is, I can tell clearly. Because my wish was to meet Utsuro one time. Utsuro Hinohara. That's Ayato's. But to look the way she does now, I wonder what the story is there. But I can't just go away yet. I need to talk to Utsuro more directly, or my wish won't be considered granted. Give it back. That voice. Let's get moving. We can't have a chat now, so let's run. Okay. Run! Ah shit! I got myself caught in a dead end. Okay, let's try this again. Run! Stay this way. Up, 2. Oh, jeez. Okay. She's really stubborn, isn't she? If it were me, I would have thrown in the towel after all that chasing. Got it. Alright, let's begin. Whew. Did we outrun her? Seems so. I don't think she's giving chase. I think the goal is close by. I don't know what'll be up ahead, so I just want to get this out. I'm Ryotaro Sengoku, younger brother of Chika Utsui, Mishiro's mother, and subordinate to her dad, Shinji Utsui. Okay. I knew about you a while back from a New Year's card Sis sent me. To be honest, I found you cute. Not exactly a romantic thing, of course, but I was captivated by your latent beauty, I suppose. But when I asked my boss about you, I learned you had been glum and moping as of late. And I know why. You injured someone in middle school, and Sis kept you shackled ever since. That's right. My boss invited me over to your house, and I was honestly pumped to try and help you. It made me sad to imagine such a beautiful girl moping around. He says without a second of hesitation. Of course, Yuzu, you had to put that in. No poking fun now, it's the end. Huh? But I died before it happened. We got caught in a fire in a building at work. A fire. Yes, I was with your father. After that, well, it even kind of surprised me. Partly by will, I became a soul, and I flew around to where you were, apparently. So, for a year or so between my death and yours, my spirit was sort of haunting you. Talk about creepy! Taking creepy to a whole new level. What? Oh, but I was hardly ever conscious of anything. I just vaguely know what happened. For you see, ever since I saw your photo, I considered you someone beautiful and worth protecting. So even through death, I had the wish of getting to talk to you at least once. So that was your wish. So it was, thus it's been granted. By following you, I wound up in this world, and in this world my unrealized wish came true. In fact, the moment I became aware of my wish, I felt I could free myself from this world anytime. So you're going? Well, I've come this far. I'd like to see your story to the end. Ishiro, the harsh circumstances you had, and the fact that you're dead now, I don't feel like it's irrelevant to me. I can't say don't blame your parents, but I just want you to know I can't force you to understand or sympathize, but just know. Your father worried over and regretted how he was spending less time with you. He wasn't just weighing you and the inheritance on a scale. Your mother was working with your father to obtain proof that the Usui fortune belonged to them. Maybe she failed to control her strength properly. Maybe she wasn't calm, but she had no ill will, I'm sure. I'm sure after the boss and I died, she endured the sorrow of losing her husband and brother and fought for her family. Your father and mother might have been clumsy, but they weren't cold-blooded. I just wanted you to know that. It's probably too late to say now, though. Let's go on ahead. This is a door you're able to open. I'm sure there's something important to you there, or here. If you're telling me that, then where should my wish to erase my existence go? Ooh. Huh? Hey. Ayato? Why are you here? Because this soul is necessary for granting your wish. Hello, me. So you successfully broke all the mirrors. Your wish will soon come true, and this world's purpose will be concluded. What do you mean? Well, hold on a second. All the actors are here. Actors? Whoa. Pant. This mirror world revolves around you, Michio. You hold dominion over it. Once, a deceased girl wished at Mirror Lake, I wish my life never even existed. It was a very strong wish, and to fulfill it, this mirror world was created. It was made solely to realize her wish. The other souls were just extras drawn into it. She should have granted her wish in this world she made, but she wasn't able to fulfill it, because she broke before she could. Just as she created this world, she lost everything, including her memories and her wish. So, not knowing her purpose... hit enter too fast. That's in the past now, a concluded tale. Unable to achieve its goal, this world went on existing, sucking in souls who died near the lake with strong wishes. That was Butsuro Hinahara. Yes, she wanders this world even now. Sister. Several years later, a girl threw herself into the lake. Amazingly, she had the same wish as the world's creator. So that this world can complete its duty, it chose a new soul to control it. And so, since you carried the same wish, you became the new ruler, Ursa being the originator. The wish the world sought to grant stayed the same. Did that? I think... Okay, she's gonna look half asleep for a while until my webcam kicks back in. I think it disconnected. The wish the world sought to grant stayed the same. The only person in the center of it was replaced. Only the person in the center of it was replaced. I was made the ruler of this world? The extra riffraff who feel jealousy towards you still see the broken originator as the rightful ruler. And maybe, broken though she may be, she's personally gotten in your way at times. Even so, you successfully broke all the mirrors, even without even wasting weeks or months being lost. You shattered and erased all the remnants of you in the form of mirrors containing your past. Having recorded all your actions, I can attest to that. But it's not over just yet. This boy's soul is absolutely necessary for total erasure of your life, because he's simply too significant to you. Without eradicating his soul, your life can't be nullified. So it was none other than you who unconsciously bound his soul to this world, such that you could kill him by your own hand. You aren't telling me I have to kill Ayato. What's the problem? You may feel guilty for a second, but right after that, you'll have never existed. Mishiro, you're still suffering, huh? You do resemble my sister, after all. Even as a soul, you have her same wish. If you kill me, you'll be free from your pain. Right after death, your conflict will end. It's your world. You can make the choice. I don't know. I don't know what I should do. I've overcome a lot of obstacles coming here. I looked back on my past and erased it. But it's really right to just make it so I never existed? Thinking back, it was a boring life. I wouldn't say it was entirely devoid of enjoyment, but if you asked whether I'd live the same life again, I'd absolutely refuse without a doubt. In fact, if I had to say, I'd come to hate it all. I wish my life never existed. And yet, I've learned my mom and dad gave their best efforts for me, clumsy as they were. And I know there's a person who valued me, going so far as to come to this world to encourage me. Can I make all that something that never happened? And that's not all. Seeing Yuzu and Utsuro, I had a thought. If Utsuro's life never existed, what would become of Yuzu's feelings? Desperately turning to black magic, killing herself, and wandering this world for years, all to finally realize her wish to meet her again. What would become of that? I'll make the choice to grant that wish or not. But I want Utsuro to see this out too, because it's her same wish, and this is her world I inherited. if only in pieces, learning about Utsuro from the mirrors had fulfilled the mirror's purpose. Ayato and Yuzu are both here. With these two, I'm sure we can get Utsuro's memory back. Indeed, maybe a little of it. Really? Sister. Memory? Listen, Utsuro Hinohara. You need to remember your birth, your death, the ones who love you. Whoops. Mishiro spoke at length of the things she had seen and heard in this world. Her mother Tamaki, her father Rinzo, the Hinohara family she lived with, Yuzu. She spoke at Utsuro's mirror, all that she knew. I see. I haven't felt this in a long time. Utsuro! Yuzu, you fool. I told you to forget about me if I died. Well, I couldn't. Is it you, sister? It is, Ayato. Even you ended up here. I didn't intend to hand the world over to you. I was even thinking of killing you to possibly take back control. Even more so now that I've remembered my wish. I want to erase my mother, my true father, myself. But alas, I've become indebted. It's a fact that if you hadn't been here, my mind would have stayed fragmented forever. Do as you like, before I change my mind. My choice is... I won't grant my wish. I won't do it. I can't do it anymore. Dad's secret distress, Mum's painful effort, even Ryotaro's unusual concern for me. I can't just make it all be gone. And that's not all. For every mirror I broke, I'll vanish from the lives of the people I knew. And I'll also vanish from Ayato's world. But then, what did Ayato die for? What did Tamaki step on the accelerator for? If it were just me, then fine. But to control the feelings of people around me, I have no right. That's not my wish anymore. Are you really sure about that? Whatever you think, whatever you know, it won't actually change anything. Are you still giving up on your wish? I am. I see. I, the mirror world, accept abandoning the wish. Its reason for being ends here. Huh? This world can vanish when the ruler's wish is granted, or they abandon it with a clear intent. It won't be left up in the air like with Utsuro. So will everyone here vanish? Except for you, Mishiro. To get straight to the point, you're not dead yet. Huh? Your soul has left your body, of course. But your body isn't actually dead. You drowned yourself, but as it happens, a passerby found you. They called it in right away, and though unconscious, you were saved. It was a failed attempt. Mishiro, when your soul leaves here, it will be forced back into your body. But what you've done in this world won't be written off. The memories you erased by breaking the mirrors won't come back to you when you return to life. You didn't actually carry out your wish, so the actual past isn't gone, but your memories of it are. Maybe you'll remember talking with me a bit, But things like meeting me at the lake, are you still prepared to leave this place? Can you live in a world where you've given up on living in once before? I'll live, because I'm not dead yet. I don't want to just throw away the life you pretend that I have to. And by discarding the wish I inherited from Tsuro, I think it'll honor users' feelings. I see. That's a relief then. I absolutely can't understand my sister's wish, but you've made the choice for her. It might sound sort of trite, but I want you to live my sister's share. I want you to prove that giving up that wish was the right thing to do. Smile for my sister. That's my dream too. I'll try my best. There are people who value you. There are people who'd be sad about your death. It may be a bit warped, admittedly, but I'm one of them. The world's not that much of a disappointment, you see. So, I've done my best to encourage you. You're really something, you know? You've really picked yourself back up. You went and learned not only your own wish, but mine, Yuzu's, and Utsuro's. Old Ryotaro won't say much more. Try to get along with my sis when you get back. Right, I'll try to face with her. Thank you, Mishiro. Because of you, I could get my memories back and my wish. I learned about Utsuro's birth and death and got to talk with her once more. I'm satisfied now. I really am. Maybe returning to life won't mean happy things all the time, Mishiro. But I'm sure you can get up and walk again, since you've saved so many people here. Mishiro, leave incense or something at my grave. Think of it as saying hi. Okay. I'll be sure to find your grave. I'd lost from the moment I broke, I suppose. I won't pull any mischief. I can accept this result, though I can't say I'm entirely satisfied. Ayato, who adored me as his sister, and Yuzu, who needed me in her life. I'm glad for the fact that I could talk with the two of them one last time. Yet, I'll fade away still resenting that man, Enzo, that woman, Tamaki. Surely I can be forgiven for that. That's true. Sorry for taking over your world. Sheesh. 7 years and it ends like this. As long as the ruler's satisfied, I suppose. Will Utsuro go to heaven too? Not sure about heaven or hell, but she'll be free from this world to go wherever she goes. That's good. I say ruler, but you're more of a usurper, technically. Ishida, once you get back and things settle down, you should visit my atelier. It's not complete, of course, but I want you to see a painting you modeled for someday. Okay, I'm looking forward to it. I'm a little scared how much I'll forget, but I won't lose my time in this world. I won't ever wish to erase the events to come. It's time to go. After that, I regained consciousness in a hospital bed. Apparently, I really had been saved, and my soul returned safely from the mirror world. My mother was there, looking at me in a way I felt she hadn't in years. Mishiro, you're awake! Thank goodness. Oh, thank goodness. If I had lost you too. I'm sorry. I drove you to this, didn't I? My mother was shocked by my suicide attempt and apologized for her harsh discipline. My head felt hazy. I only remembered that she was my mother. She became very strict at some point. It took a lot just to recognize that as real. As I thought about it, fear and unease towards my mother came up from the gaps in my memory. But it's okay. Ryota had told me about the pressure on the Utsuis and how death had taxed my mother's mind. Now that I was able to accept that, it was easy to hold my mother's hand. My brain had suffered memory loss, and I could no longer remember many past events. I remembered Ayato was someone important to me, but I had no concrete memories of him. But I distinctly remembered talking in the mirror world and felt considerable warmth from that alone. I clearly remembered Yuzu and Ryota too. I probably only met them in the mirror world. Ishiro Utsui, is it? Hello, I'm Seiichi Hinohara. A few days later, after I left the hospital, a man came to visit me. His last name sounded familiar. Could you be Ayato's? Yes, thank you for getting along with Ayato. Seiichi Hinohara was Ayato's father, which meant he was the one who married Tamaki. He was the father who Utsuro grew up with. I'm not sure if I should say this, but I'm really glad you regained consciousness. The driver who sped towards you and Ayato, she's no longer with us. Her body was found at Mirror Lake in a car that went up in flames. He met Tamaki, his wife. But from Seiichi's perspective, it would be impossible for me to know Tamaki. I felt it would be better to stay silent than to confuse him with unnecessary remarks. She was my wife. We met each other at school. She was humble, art-loving, somewhat naive woman with a radiant smile. The final sin came at the end of a long sorrow, but I won't ask you to forgive her. Still, if it's alright, could you visit Ayato's grave sometime? Of course. Not only Ayato, but Utsuro and Tamaki. Now maybe I could offer them prayers. It feels very nostalgic. I'll look at Ayato's painting. It might sound sort of trite, but I want you to live my sister's share. I want you to prove that giving up that wish was the right thing to do. Smile for my sister. That's my dream too. Ayato Hinohara, blank dream. Ayato. It's... she's smiling. It's not a dream anymore. That story made me cry. It made me cry. Why? It made me cry. But games like these, like the RPG horror games, do tend to have a very heavy theme to it. I knew going in when I started playing this one that it would be quite heavy. Yeah. I'm just going to let the credits roll because this is a great game. A lot of the RPG Maker games are just great games. They're just so... they give you the feels and they can scare the crap out of you. Teriyaki Tomato. I've always wanted to go to one of her exhibitions. Sure enough, she carries the blood of the mad genius Rinzo Usui. I thought I saw Rinzo's touch too at first, but she's self-taught, totally different from Rinzo's art. Huh? I suppose so. How unusual. In her 20s and climbing so high with her own style. She's not just riding off her ancestor. Rinzo was realistic while she's more impressionist. That's true. I did feel Mirror World was too abstract to be Rinzo's style. Seeing is believing. You can tell the unique mood in her art from a glance. True. Now I'm really getting excited to see it. Her most famous masterpiece of all, her blank dream. Her fantasy to live in a dream within white canvas. So you actually got to sort of see two endings in this series. One where she goes completely psycho, and the other really sweet one. But yeah, if you want to play this for yourself, because the one where she went psycho was ending 4, and that was ending 1. So there is 2 other endings that you could try to get on your own. You can always download this game from vgperson, as they translated it. But yeah, really, these games are, even though they're old and made with RPG Maker, they are so amazing. They are really amazing. And sometimes these type of games don't get a lot of love. So my next game from vgperson, like the list of games that they have there, will be Blight Dream. Blighted Dream. I think it's Blighted Dream. Or Blight. But it's like the sequel to Blank Dream. I haven't seen a playthrough for that one, so I am going to be playing that one blind. And you'll have probably a bit more of a genuine reaction. Well, my actions were pretty genuine, but I was aware of how this story went. So I knew going in what to expect. But with Blight Dream, I haven't seen any playthroughs of it, so it will be my very first impression. Not like my 3rd or 4th impression of the game. Like, I haven't played Blank Dream. This is the first time playing it, but I've seen Let's Plays of it. And so my first reaction was while I was watching those Let's Plays. Yeah. I'm kind of sad that my webcam died, so my little avatar there looks kind of drunk. But anyway, I will see you in the next video. And as always, let your imagination grow wild.